Howdy, I'm John Richmond, and I'm the inventor and the manufacturer of the Sluice Goose Industries GOLDROP, gold and pay dirt separating processor. I have received 5 gallons of pay dirt from Eric Bailey from their family claim in Wyoming. He would like me to run this through the GOLDROP to see the gold recovery from his pay dirt in an evaluation for a purchase of the GOLDROP for his claim. So now we will go ahead and run his pay dirt through the GOLDROP and see what gold we get. I have pre-classified Eric's pay dirt through a couple of screens using a garden hose. So the smallest material is right here. This is minus 35 mesh mud, and then we have 35 mesh to 10 mesh gravel, and then finally the largest, which is 6 mesh to 10 mesh. So we will be processing this dirt through the GOLDROP and see what gold we recover. I will start with the minus 35 mesh material. So I have the drop water currently set at 0.3 gallons a minute, and now I'll introduce a little bit of this minus 35 mesh rather, and set the drop water. Now we'll reduce the water flow to get the dirt to come down. There it seems to be dislodging all of the bigger material. Let's turn that back up just a little bit. Okay, we're currently set at 0.15 gallons per minute vertical flow in the drop tube, and we'll go ahead and process the dirt through at this setting and then see what gold drops into the jar with the mineral. Now when you're feeding this very fine material, it's best to have it in a slurry when you put it into the funnel. That way the water flow will break down the dirt much easier to run it down through the funnel and into the GOLDROP. It takes a little time for this very fine material to run through. This is the GOLDROP discharge into the magnet sluice. All the tailings are heading down the magnet sluice, and hopefully the magnetite in the sluice is snagging the tiny gold particles that escape. Well, essentially the bucket is empty. So now we're just going to wash everything out and we'll wash out the bucket. Okay, the bucket's clean. And now we'll find out what flour gold the GOLDROP recovered from the -35 mesh pay dirt. This will be the gold that dropped into the jar along with the other heavy minerals. So I'll clean this out in the gold claw pan here and see what we got. A lot of black sand, that's for sure. Well, first off, I'll go ahead and use the spin it off in order to remove what magnetite is in the jar. Well, very little of that sand is magnetite. So, and we'll go ahead and pan this out and see what we got. Quite a bit in there. So first I'll go over the overburden over the back side. Okay, now we'll dump it off into the front of the pan and see what we got. Well, there was gold there, but not very much. But you can see right down in that corner there, get the light, is the gold that was in the jar. Well, let's see what was in the trap now. This is the material that was in the trap, so we'll pan this out and see what gold remained in the trap that didn't drop into the jar or get flushed out of the GOLDROP through the magnet sluice. Just a rock. Okay, let's see what gold we got here. Okay, well, here's what gold remained in the trap that didn't fall into the jar. Get rid of that black sand again. Here we go, now we get a better view. Well, there's the gold that was in the trap. And so now I'll empty the magnet sluice and see what flour gold the magnetite picked up that escaped the gold drop. This is all of the magnetite and the mineral that was caught by the magnetite in the magnet sluice. So now what I'll do is I'll dump it in this pan here. This is a kind of a pan in a pan. So that way I can remove the magnetite much easier with all of this spread out in that other pan. So now I'll take the spinet off and just kind of swirl it around in here to remove the magnetite. And then just kind of bring it up to the surface and let it clean the whatever earth minerals in there. And then dump it in the pan, the bucket. And then just keep doing it until all the magnetite has been extracted. Okay, that looks pretty decent. So what should be left is the mineral and the gold that was captured by the magnet sluice in the magnetite. So now we'll just take this mineral here, dump it in the pan. And we'll do a quick cleanup here to see what gold was recovered. Wow, there's quite a bit of gold in there. Here, let me get rid of this overburden here. Well, it isn't 100% clean, but here's the gold that was captured by the magnetite. Let me get it a little more clean so you can really see it. But anyway, there's the gold that was captured in the magnetite. That's quite a bit. By golly. Now there's a total view of the gold that we got out of that -35 mesh pay dirt, including that little floater there. And actually a lot of this gold might be flow gold. Oh, I just sunk it. So anyway, there we have it. Now we'll go ahead and process the rest of that gravel and see what other gold we get. This is the concentrates that were in the jar after running, well, I ran both the 35 mesh to 10 mesh as well as the 10 to 6 mesh, both at the same time. So this is the concentrates from that, and so let's see what gold might reside in this. Well, there's absolutely no gold in that material. So let's drain the trap and the magnet sluice and see maybe if there's any gold in that. This is the concentrates that was in the trap. So let's see if that maybe the gold just didn't fall out. Well, absolutely no gold in the trap either. So far it looks like all the gold was in that -35 mesh. So now I'll go ahead and scrape out the sluice and see what it was caught by the magnetite. So this is the material that was caught in the magnet sluice. So I'll go ahead and dump it in here and run the spin it off across that and remove the magnetite. Okay, now we'll collect the mineral that was caught in the magnetite and see what maybe flower gold is it. Remove this. Well, this is where the gold is at, is in the magnet sluice. Here, let me clean this up a little better here. It's very, very dense. Here, let me run the spin off across that. That's probably magnetite. Yep, big part of that was magnetite. So anyway, the magnet sluice caught more gold that was washed from the gravel. See if I can get you a good picture of that there. Anyway, you can see that tiny gold that was caught in the magnet sluice. So there you have it. So here's what your gold looks like, Eric. Out of 5 gallons of your pay dirt. Nothing big at all. And majority of this, I'm saying 95% of it, was caught in the magnetite, in the magnet sluice. That flour gold didn't get away from the magnetite. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being interested.